Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Ballmeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us.
And your favorite show ideas. We still need those.
Yeah, we're running out.
Running low, yeah.
There's only so much MASH I can watch.
I know. I'm about to start Tiger King with Tori. I thought it would never come the day, but
Yeah.
we decided we're gonna give it a shot tonight and see what all the hype's about. Yeah.
I refuse.
Yep.
Steadfastly refuse.
I'll let you know here Tuesday on Versus Live if my experience was bad or good, okay?
We don't have any suggestions, but we do have a question immediately off the bat.
All
Ross,
right.
what is it like sitting in the presence of a monarch?
Oh, I need a crown of some kind for the time being.
Better head over to Burger King.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that was pretty nice. Anybody who doesn't know, they're referring to the E-League last night, which I did some damage on with this beautiful companion. And you know what? We are going to be featuring a lot of it today from me. We built these decks before I played that, but I really think Yorion decks just add an absurd amount of value. And I mean, you get a combo piece in your hand every single turn. I played Fires with it yesterday on the E-League and Standard. Check it out if you want to check out some coverage of that. We had our very own Cedric Phillips and then Alias V doing commentary, and it was a fun show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some more fun when you're winning, I'm sure.
It was. Normally I just in that show, me, just like many other people, are just Seth Manfield speed bumps. But Seth was eliminated round one, so that gave me a chance to actually win a match.
Yeah. Somebody just flattened that speed bump for you, and you got to cruise down the road.
Our very own Autumn Burchett. I got to thank you so much for taking down the Titan, and then I got so lucky against them. It was absurd. There was a fun little clip on my Twitter of me winning against Autumn. It was quite lucky.
Well, now you've come here to play some actual important matches.
Oh yeah, now I'm here for the real prize. Money,
fame,
no.
Marbles.
I want them to stay there. I swept earlier this week, and you know what? You swept. I'm still not recovered from the first Ikoria session we had where you just double swept me in a week. I just went home and I just stared at walls. I looked out windows. I dropped one solo tier. I reevaluated my life, and you know what? I want to do it back to you.
Okay. Well, it is Companion Week here on Versus Live. We played some Pioneer on Tuesday. Today, we are going to be playing some Modern. Again, 6 companion decks.
Yep.
I'm going to be starting out with a Lurrus deck. This is Grixis Delver 1, one of the major tournaments on Magic Online over this last week.
Mm-hmm.
Delver of Secrets hasn't really shown up in Modern, at least since about 2012.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, especially since Ren and 6 got printed, it kind of put a death nail in that card, in that strategy. But yeah, I mean, it might be back.
Yeah, Lurrus just works so well when you have cheap, efficient threats.
Mm-hmm.
It plays really nicely in this deck. Lets you be threat light, but still not just die to a bunch of removal spells.
Yeah.
And that means you can play enough spells to actually, make your Delvers transform reliably and maintain that low land count. Everything that Delver decks really want to do and haven't been able to do in Modern, Lurrus covers you on. And then we gain Sprite Dragon in this build, which is so good with Mishra's Bauble and Lurrus. You keep looping these baubles every turn. You're drawing extra cards. You're getting extra counters very quickly onto your dragon. So it really does tie the room together, and I'm pretty excited about it.
It really is insane. The one thing I love about Lurrus in Modern, unlike any other format, and it's already seeing splashes in every other format. I'm excluding Legacy and Vintage because I don't really know about it, but a lot about the formats. But in Modern, Lurrus gets these free spells, right? So it makes the turn 3 Lurrus get a bobble back play is just absolutely insane. That's one thing that we just don't see in Pioneer and we don't see in Standard. Pioneer, there's been a little bit of cases where, you bring back a Hangerback Walker for 0 and you have a Mimic or whatever, if you remember, something like that.
Sure.
But otherwise, you don't get a lot of free spells, but Modern does facilitate that. So the companions get an extra oomph. And as far as what I'm going to be playing here, I'm going to be playing Yorion 4-color Soulherder. I don't know if there's a better name for that. I'm sure there's got to be, but...
I just call it Yorion Soulherder.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. But Gabriel Nassif put this on the mark. He's been playing Soulherder decks for the longest time on stream. I think mostly just to have fun.
Yeah.
He loves Niv Mizzet. He loves Soulherders. And now he's been throwing Yorion in every deck. So we're basically soulmates when it comes to deck decisions.
Yeah.
So that's exactly
any deck
what I want to
that
be
gives him
doing.
an excuse for still being there, like still being in his match 45 minutes into the round.
Yeah.
And everyone's waiting for the next round to start. And he's like, no, the deck just takes forever to win. I'm drawing all these extra cards.
Yeah.
Any deck that gives him that excuse, I'm sure Nassif
I don't
loves.
think Nassif truly feels alive until he sees that red countdown going on Magic Online. So this Yorion deck, it doesn't gain a ton that it doesn't gain in like standard, right? Like the blinking fires out, blinking Elspeth Conquers Death, and then bringing back Yorion, or in Pioneer, like we saw the Jeskai Super Friends, blinking out all these Planeswalkers coming back to restart their loyalty. It's not doing a ton different than that, like nothing crazier, except Ephemerate. Ephemerate with this card is just absolutely obscene. You play this, have 1 extra mana, blink out of your stuff, end step when stuff comes back in, you can Ephemerate again, stuff comes out and comes back in at the end of your turn. You know, so against Wrath's deck, we're not going to see that too much here, but against sorcery speed removal, that could be insane.
Yeah,
you know,
there's a lot of tricks you get to do with Ephemerate. You also have the combo of Restoration Angel, Kiki Jiki to help set up. This deck does a lot of stuff.
It does some things, but you know what? I talked to Nassif. I was like, yeah, any tips on how to play the deck, because it is a pretty confusing one. And he's like, yeah, no problem. Just what are you playing against? And he's like, well, this Grixis Delver list. And he's like, that's who I lost to in the top 4 of the same tournament. And he's like, I think it's a pretty bad matchup. Counter spells are rough, but we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
All
See
right.
if you can get some revenge for Gabe.
Yes, absolutely. So I won the marbles last Tuesday, as I alluded to. So you'll be going first.
And I will be taking a trip to Vancouver.
And this looks
London.
great.
We're past Vancouver now.
Yeah.
There's too many mulligan rules now.
Yes.
For so many years, it was just Paris.
You're living in the past, man. I do remember that. You were at that Paris tournament as well, right? Yeah.
At the Paris mulligan rule? That was in 1997.
Oh, I thought it was Pro Tour Paris where they changed that and stuff like that.
It was a Pro Tour in Paris, but it was one in 1997.
Oh, really?
When they devised the mulligan rule that you go down a card.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
It was very early on. Before, it was you revealed your hand, and if it was no lands or all lands, you could get another 7.
Oh,
but otherwise, you were just stuck with your hand.
So it was not the Cobblade Pro Tour, huh?
I was at that one. You're right there.
I was there, but I played such little Magic, I guess I didn't really gather it. So
that was 2011.
Okay. Cool. All right, Rob, well, you got a question for us right in this fine afternoon?
I do. Thomas Puppy J wants to know, do you feel that any of the new cycling cards could help Living End in Modern?
The cycling cards. So they'd have to be creatures, right? Doesn't seem like it.
I mean, not really. Improving the quality of the creatures in that deck only does so much. And they already have a lot of really good ones.
Wait, there's that green 8/8 or 14/14. It's just an absurdly giant green creature that cycles.
Oh, it's it's an 11. It's something Rex and it cycles for 1 and a green.
Yeah,
with trample. Yeah,
that would make sense. It's like an 11/11 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it is 11/11.
Yeah, so that seems like it would slide right in. But yeah,
I mean, you probably want something like that though. You generally want 1 mana cyclers as much as possible, so you can tear through your deck efficiently. But yeah, 11/11 is probably worth it. But those don't move the needle that much for a deck like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're still, very linear in what you're doing. It's easy to know how to attack you. Most people are stopping you from ever getting creatures onto the battlefield in the first place.
Yeah.
So improving the quality of those creatures doesn't solve your primary issue.
Yeah, I think you said that right. Said that very well. That it's a very easy deck to attack. And one thing that I think, as far as standard goes right now, this is a little off topic, but with how these companions, people are saying they're too good. I'm sure in your stream, people are saying, we need to ban these or whatever. But think about the companions on. When you see what they're playing at the beginning of the game, you know their deck restrictions and stuff. So Jairuda calling that companion bannable and stuff is crazy to me, because you don't have to play around Mystical Dispute. It's a 6-mana sorcery that can get Mystical Disputed, and Lurrus, you're not going to get some of these expensive creatures and stuff. So I think the restrictions on the companions.
I mean, anytime people are calling for cards to be banned after week 1, I'm just come on, give it some time. yeah, these decks are clearly powerful. The cards are very powerful. We've got to figure out how they affect the metagame and let people react to them. Then we'll see, if we need to ban something.
Do you remember the good old days where to beat the best deck, you made sideboard changes to beat that deck?
Overrated.
Yeah. All right. Okay, Brad put sideboard changes on, and we played the deck.
It's all best of one in arena now anyway. That's all that matters.
There we go. Smart. Okay, let's get into the game here. Enough chatting.
Put an extra land I didn't need on the bottom for this hand. We'll start with the Serum Visions.
Okay.
And I like both of these cards.
Oh, and we still don't have hand cams, right? Okay, perfect. So yeah, we will try to do our best. Still working on that issue, y'all. So we'll try to kind of hold it above and tell our plays as much as we can.
Should have it fixed for Tuesday, though.
Perfect. All right. So we are going to go with a... You know what? Maybe I just want to start on an Astrolabe here just to guarantee a good play next turn. I think that seems fine. Astrolabe?
Sure.
Your go. Probably not the greatest set of draws there.
Also, Tana would like to know if you had to have one of the companions as a pet, which one would it be?
Well, me and Yorion are basically best friends now, so definitely that. I'd be flying on the wings of Yorion.
I would take Giganta for sure. Just a big elk. Ride it around.
Wow. Yeah, I couldn't get Lurrus. My fiance is allergic to cats, so.
We got Sprite Dragon. We got a Bauble.
Okay.
Counter.
That's terrifying.
I will Bauble you since I know the top card of my deck. Okay. Attack for 2.
Okay.
It's a good one to know about.
18.
Done. Pass the turn. Draw on your upkeep.
That is a good one to know about. Okay, so I'm going to go to 17. I think I'm going to really try...
fetch to 17.
Yep.
Sure.
I think I'm going to really try to minimize the amount of damage I take here, especially with a turn 2 Sprite Dragon. And if you have a land, you can just go Lurrus Bauble and attack for 3, and that's already quite terrifying. So I'm going to try to get as few duels as possible. Might bite me at some point, but...
You got the Astrolabe. Your mana's fine.
Exactly. Calling Oracle?
Sure.
All right. Birds? Pass to you. Definitely not the draws we wanted so far. That was quite bad.
Ross Tannen is mad at you for playing Delver without him again.
Hey, you guys were supposed to be Delver besties, huh? I guess he was your Delver shark, huh? For BCW for years.
Fetch 19. Certainly was our Delver shark.
Yep. That's been Pete for me. Pete just in Legacy just doesn't lose. Should we have a shark off? Put your team shark up against my team shark?
Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just supposed to take this opportunity to get the Lurrus down. Like, what are you casting next turn that's so scary on 3 mana?
Oh, lots. And that's bold, assuming that I have a third land.
Yeah, I'm not going to fetch. Let's put that back. We'll shuffle that deck. I didn't know any contents of it.
Yeah, you're fine.
So I'm going to shock to 17.
Except your mulligan scryed to the bottom, you cheater, but whatever.
Oh, yeah, there should be...
Don't worry about it.
It was a land.
I'm totally kidding.
It was a land I don't want to draw anyway.
You're at 16 or 17?
I'm at 17.
Okay, yep.
Oh, no, 18. I had already marked down the fetch.
Oh, okay,
sorry,
okay.
Sorry. So 18 to 17.
18, 17.
Play the Bauble, get another counter, attack you for 3.
All right, 14.
So 18 to 14. We got... Okay, I haven't screwed everything up entirely.
Not quite yet,
but
give it time.
Yeah.
All right, we drew the land we needed there, so that is good. Still pretty far behind here, and I don't love my situation for sure.
The Sprite Dragon is really good in this deck.
It is. It looks quite good. So now I have options. I can play this Soulherder here and blink out the Oracle and get it a little bigger and have a blocker for Lurrus, or I can just try to kind of dump my hand, gain some mana, get some extra value here. And I actually think that's better. So we're going to sack this.
You're at 13.
13. I'm going to get a basic Plains.
If you can find it.
If I can find it. Yeah, my deck is so large.
I honestly never want to play a Yorion deck in paper because I just don't want to deal with shuffling an 80-card deck.
Oh, yeah. I know. I have such small hands, too, so it's pretty brutal. I'm going to go with Ephemerate.
Sure.
Okay. This goes on a rebound.
I just don't want people to play them so I don't have to type them up.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm so sorry to our director, Rob, who sleeves the deck, and I have been loving 80-card decks lately, so you're the real MVP, Rob. Okay, so now that changes stuff a little bit. Now I think I was just gonna play a couple birds, but now since we got a land, we're gonna go to 12. Getting pretty low already, which is unfortunate. All right, we're gonna play another Culling Oracle. Ephemerate. So I could try to block.
So I know Ephemerate, Cord, and something else in your hand, I think.
I think that's it.
That's it.
I think that's it. But yeah, you know those two cards. And then a birds and pass to you.
Okay, I'll bobble you on your end step.
Okay.
Should have bobbled on my turn, I think, in case I drew Force of Negation. But
yep.
Draw an upkeep. Can I see that again?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't touch my cards, man.
Okay, let's play this bobble.
Okay.
Bobble myself now.
Yep.
We do not want to draw that, so I'll play this fetch. Go to 17.
Okay.
Get an island. 17 to 12.
Yeah, I'm not feeling good about this game. And I got my little handy dandy list over here just to make sure I know all my Chord of Calling targets. And they're not great right now. Well, especially for 0. That's not great. But.
I will attack with my creatures.
Really brutal situation for me here because I really want to try to kill Lurrus. But the problems I'm facing here are if I double block, at best it works. Lurrus dies. Then my Ephemerate has no target, or at least not a good one. Or I double block and you have a removal spell, and then I also don't have an Ephemerate target. But I just don't think I can have Lurrus around, so I'm going to double block.
Okay, I will drown on the lock one of the oracles.
Okay.
Get a counter here. So I gain 3, you take 5.
Yep.
So we got 20 for me, 7 for you.
Yep.
And pass the turn, upkeep I draw.
Okay. Upkeep with Ephemerate on the stack. I'm going to Chord for 2.
I will mana like that.
Yep, and that's just game. Maybe I guess I can draw a land for a chump blocker. Nope, I'm just dead.
I've got both the 2 more cantrips.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. I mean we saw the clear case of the counter spells just getting under me. Sprite Dragon was just an insanely fast clock. And not killing Lurrus on the spot. I mean, we know what that happens in standard, or we know what Lurrus does even in standard when it goes unchecked. So yeah, you're officially the Monarch. Congratulations.
I was actually going to play 6 spells on my next turn and make this Sprite Dragon a 12/12.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, hopefully it's better when I'm on the play. But even if I'm on the play, I just don't have a great way to break through. So do you want to do sideboard since these are pretty established lists?
Yeah, let's start moving to our normal
good
1, 3, 2
I think I'm going to need some paths. So we're going to take a short break here, and then we're going to be right back with some sideboarding here on Versus Live. All right, everyone, welcome back to sideboarding here at Versus Live with a 4-color Yorion Soulherder deck up against Grixis Delver. I'm going to be taking out Avalanche Riders. As much as I love the card, and ephemerating it is probably the coolest thing you can be doing. You're basically all 1 and 2 drops, so that doesn't seem great. So Fun Police is siding these out, I think.
Plus we got the nice old school Avalanche Riders.
I know, these are just beautiful. Summon Nomads. I love that that text there. And then we're also taking out the Acidic Slime. Once again, same kind of effect. No real good targets. And then Knight of Autumn also seems absolutely heinous to me. So paths are going to be great for your Sprite Dragons to be able to stop that huge point of damage. That's going to be really important.
Yeah, really nice to be able to exile against Lurrus too.
Yeah.
Bring him back.
Exactly. And yeah, I mean, even Lurrus, your deck is full of ways to bring back Lurrus if it actually dies. But exiling it, we'll be able to get rid of it for good. Even Mind Sensor, I think I might just be able to get you with some sack lands. It's not great, but I think it's better than these two cards. And Magus is also okay because you are Lightning Bolt deck and you have Grim Lavamancers, but I think maybe I could sneak one in and win it. Cheese out a game, essentially.
And you can like protect it with Ephemerate, and
Yeah.
It's definitely a card that can throw a wrench in my plans.
Yeah, and you couldn't really put, have a bunch of counter spells back against me in your 2 basic deck very consistently, at least. So,
yeah.
All right, what do you got?
On my side, I've got some Grim Lavamancers, which should be excellent. A low removal, very creature heavy deck, plenty of good targets. So this seems like a great card.
Yeah, I think it kills everything.
Yeah. And then Mystical Dispute is a very good counterspell against you. You've got a good number of blue targets, and you're trying to build a Yorion on 5. This is an easy way to help me play around that. You're very spell light, and most of the spells you are playing, you're going to be casting on my turn. So Force of Negation, not particularly good, and then Unearth against exile-based removal doesn't seem great. So those are the 5 I'm cutting.
Checks out to me. Okay, so I guess I'm still waiting on clarification. Is this where we would present our companions?
Yeah, it happens before you draw.
Okay.
I'm just assuming based on how it works on like MTGO.
Yeah, I haven't done it on MTGO yet. On Arena, it pops up pretty clearly and stuff beforehand, but I'm just wondering about the actual specifics when we're in paper again,
I think it's after you present, but before you draw your hand.
Okay.
So
Gotcha. There's going to be so many salty people that forget to flip their companion or whatever and don't get to use it in a very important setting, That's that might be awkward a little bit.
I would expect that to happen on like release weekend.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have played with these cards for months before we ever play them in paper.
See, I expected on release weekend, it's gonna happen, and judges are gonna be like, okay, just flip it now, it's fine. But 3 weeks in, a win and in for a top 8 or something at a GP, someone's gonna forget and be like, sorry, we gave you time, and then you're gonna see about those stories on Twitter and.
It'll be great.
Oh yeah, it'll be awesome. All right, Rob, you got a question for us? That would be also awesome.
Yes, Tiki Jiki Mirror Memer wants to know,
Nice.
So the Hardened Scales list in Pioneer that you played last week was playing Lurrus.
Yep.
But most of the lists they've seen recently have ditched Lurrus for 3-mana Nissa and the 4-mana Vivian. Do you think that's just because those happen to grind a little bit better than the Lurrus does?
I mean, that was the iteration of the deck before Lurrus. So, I mean, I have not put any more work into it, so I don't have a great opinion on it. But basically it's, week 1, I want to play with the shiny new toys or write about the shiny new toys. So Dom wrote an article about the Lurrus version, but it may just be a fact that the Nissas and the Vivians are just better. I mean, it's insanely good token synergies with Hardened Scales and stuff. So it just could be better,
Yeah. And I've seen both versions in lists being played.
Yeah.
I think a little bit more Lurrus than non-Lurrus, but it's for scales, it's still up in the air which version is better.
Yeah, it is interesting because you do lose a lot by taking out those Planeswalkers, but the Planeswalkers are also not great against every matchup.
Yeah.
So I think it's more of a metagame call, actually, because hyper-aggressive decks, you don't really want the Planeswalkers, and you would love a lifelinking 8th card every time.
Yeah.
But up against Control or something, you definitely want to go wide and stuff. So I think it's a metagame call, personally. All right, let's battle. I'm going to be on the play. Okay, I think I can keep this.
I can definitely keep mine.
All right, I'll take 2 and play birds.
You're 18.
Your turn.
That is what we wanted to draw.
Me. I mean, what?
I'm going to fetch to 17 and bolt the bird.
You would.
Get a Stevens.
Okay.
Pass.
All right. Now, I think to avoid a mana leak here, I'm just going to search for a land and just play a Quaddle now. It's pretty far away from Death Touch anyways, so it's not like it's super threatening, but we would like to get a creature in play this turn. So I'll go to 17.
Yep.
Man, you literally got to bolt the bird. You can't say that every day, man. All right, so draw a Quaddle and then I'll pass to you.
Got a lot of options this turn.
Options?
Because my hand is all 1-mana spells.
All right, so no land. That's good.
Oh, I have lands too. Don't worry.
Oh, you lied to me? Your companion?
My companion is Lurrus of the Dream Den.
Fine. Your buddy. How about that? All right, what do you got, Mr. Ross Merriam?
I'm just gonna make the aggressive play. You can go.
Okay, that's pretty good. It's pretty aggressive. I'm gonna go with Quaddle.
Sure. Reveal.
Ephemerate. It's a pretty good one. Now I'm gonna take 2.
15.
Now the question is, do I want to just ephemerate now before you have a removal spell? It's probably the safer route. Yeah, 15 and you're at 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's probably the safer route right now. Obviously, if you flip Delvers, regardless, it's going to be quite annoying. So we're going to ephemerate. Better to ephemerate Culling Oracle, because if you just hit a land, you get to put it into play. So birds into hand, and then pass to you.
Okay, triggers.
Yep. Yay! I'll block. It wouldn't be versus live without Ross not blind flipping Delver. It's going to be a long day for Corey if you were blind flipping that Delver right there.
I'm going to crack this, go to 14.
Okay.
Get a Watery Grave.
Okay.
Tap the island for a Serum Visions.
Okay. I'm pretty happy to see the natural island already. Just because I'm probably going to play multiple pass a game. It's just a normal thing whenever you're a Witness path deck, I feel.
Yep.
Okay.
Those are good.
Taking both?
Serum Visions again.
Okay. Those are both good too? How lucky. Okay.
You can go.
All right. Untap. Ephemerate. Culling Oracle.
Yep.
Okay. Play a land. Draw for my turn. Okay. So you could have Mystical Dispute for Yorion, so maybe that is a bit of a risky play there. So probably not going to go for that. But I do like going for... starting with a path. I want to do this now. Normally you want to wait, but since you scryed 2 to the top, I want to put you to a decision.
I think I want the cards.
Okay. Now I want to play my forest for the turn. And let's sack this. I really want a
14 all.
I really want a duel here just to get a green-red land, but feels pretty bad to go down to 12. I guess it's not terrible. So let's probably do that. Let's get a Stomping Ground.
Y'all are giving me a workout again now that the fetch lands actually make you lose life.
I know. Yeah, we were all so spoiled with Fabled Passage. Making you sleeve 80 card decks. Life total changes again. We're really doing you in. Okay, and then I'm going to Eternal Witness.
Yep.
I think I want to bring back Ephemerate here. But maybe I just want Path. So I don't want to just blindly Ephemerate right now because you could have Bolt. But I would like to have that option to kind of constrain your mana a little bit, kind of choke you out. And then I already blinked this. This doesn't have Death Touch, so I can't block anyways, so I'll attack.
I will go to 13.
And pass to you.
Upkeep, trigger Delver.
Yep. Okay.
I will attack for 3.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'm down to 9. Yep.
Shock to 11
Okay.
and pass the turn.
Interesting. I really want to ephemerate here, but I have a high chance that this won't end well for me. But I do think it's kind of worth it. So... God, it feels so bad if it gets dealt with. So maybe not. We're going to just protect. I'm going to attack for 3.
I go to 8.
8 to 9?
Yep.
I'm going to go with birds.
Sure.
And pass to you.
You have 3 in hand?
Yep. One's an ephemerate.
Ugh. This is not going well. Just all of Corey's cards are so threatening that I feel like I can't let any of them resolve. But I'm behind on board, so I think I'm going to end up having to let some of them resolve.
Yeah.
But I also think that means I need to, like, the way the turns played out after I left all those cards on the top, the cards ended up being much worse.
Yep.
Once I started drawing them, especially this Thoughtseize.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast something can change in one turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to opt on the end step.
Okay. That resolves.
Now I have to put this on the bottom. I no longer want it.
What was it?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would. That's why I asked.
Go to my turn?
Sure.
Serum Visions.
Sure.
One and one.
Okay. And 5 cards, and I just know about Thoughtseize, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a tight one. Just by the way, Ross has been playing, I have him pegged for 1 Mystical Dispute as well. Could be wrong, of course, but
I am going to Thoughtseize you.
In response, I'm going to Ephemerate Coiling Oracle.
I will bolt Coiling Oracle in response.
Okay. Thoughtseize resolves.
So I go to 6.
Yep.
You're at 9.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a Kiki Jiki you have?
Yep. I discarded it. Yep.
Oh, yeah, and Sacred Foundry.
Yep.
Okay. Pass the turn.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to sack it end step. Don't really need the red now, so I kind of feel bad about getting that Stomping Ground. Kiki is just a card you almost never want to draw. But I do want to get a snow land
So
to turn on
8.
Quaddle. Yep. All right. Untap. All right. I'm going to sack this down to 8.
Down to 7. The fetch on end step.
Okay.
Right,
I just didn't write it. Yep. So. Then I'm going to play Yorion.
Yep.
And timely with 8 mana here to play around the dispute.
Assume we're tapping the bird.
Yep. 4, 5. Okay, Yorion.
Yep.
Target these.
Yep.
Okay. I could have attacked first with Witness, but I just really didn't want you to block. So
I was going to block.
I bet. Okay, then I'll go to end step. You know the card in my hand. I'm gonna. So this has to target. So I have to target before I get to draw.
Yep.
I'm gonna stack it so I draw first, but you still have to target, so it doesn't really matter. And now it's either Ephemerate or Path. And I kind of think it's Ephemerate. Ephemerate seems really good right now. Path doesn't seem as needed when I have 2 creatures that block your thing. Then I'll draw off this. And now the question is, do I want to Ephemerate right now as well? I kind of do. Could kind of backfire, of course, but I'm going to Ephemerate Witness.
Yep.
Okay, I'll get back Path. Ephemerate is on a rebound. And, well, you're also tapped out. I will Path.
Okay, I will search off of this one.
Makes sense. Just doing this now that you kind of got to get your spells in while you can here against these Delver strategies. Now we should be pretty set up here to just have too much of a board for Ross to deal with.
Yeah. I actually got punished for not searching off the first one. If I had an extra mana last turn, I could have held up counterspell for the Yorion.
Yeah.
Just not Thoughtseize you.
Yep. Because you had the dispute, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I figured there's no way you were going to let me have a good Yorion turn when you tap to 1. It looked like a great turn, and if I fell for it, I think I lost the game there.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, your turn. You do still have Lurrus, though, so... But Lurrus actually doesn't have a single target right now with all the exile effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't drawn a bauble, and you've passed my 2 creatures.
Yep.
So you've made Lurrus relatively weak.
Mm-hmm.
And you have just Sacred Foundry is what I know.
Yep. The other one, I drew off Quaddle.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm at 6.
Mm-hmm. Facing lethal.
Yeah, facing lethal. So I need to play this. The question, I think I want to get the Lurrus down with it, but then I will just like lose to. I don't lose to the Ephemerate here into Path, but I don't even want you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I just have to play Sprite Dragon and pass the turn.
Okay. Ephemerate.
I don't care what you target.
We're gonna counter it regardless.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna kill me if it resolves.
Okay. I was thinking about Yorion, just kind of getting the value. So all right, we're gonna untap. Or we're gonna draw. Now all the creatures trade with Sprite Dragon here, so I think this is a pretty pretty simple all-in.
And I probably have to. Guess I could block Eternal Witness theoretically and live. Oh no, no, I can't. Next turn.
You got 5, right?
I'm at 6 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't go to 1 because both of them fly. So I just have to chump the Yorion and go to 3.
Okay. Then I will play this and this. Go. Don't think you have damnation effects, but maybe. And you go to 3, right?
3.
Okay.
Yeah. Fortunately, exactly 3.
Because you can probably kill Yorion or something.
No, I can't. That's the problem is I can't kill Yorion.
Yeah.
I want if I was at 4, I could play Lurrus Sprite Dragon and keep the Lurrus around.
Yep.
Which would be really key. But I cannot do that.
Yep.
So if I can't do that, then I think I might as well just go for the way to answer the Yorion.
It's like Drown in the Lock is the only thing.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
I need to just find Drown. I'm going to need to find Drown the next turn anyway, so I
Mhm.
might as well just try now with this
Yep.
Snapcaster. So yeah, let's just snap opt, and hope to hit.
Okay.
Because if then we can find and then trade here, I think you would just attack me for 2. But
Probably, yeah.
yeah.
But still, I am pretty all into Yorion right now.
Yeah.
On board. So, yep.
That's an Archmage's Charm.
Okay. To stay alive.
And that's a Scalding Charm.
That's a Scalding
So I'm
Charm.
dead.
I only had a Stomping Ground, so if you did... you were dead. I don't know what I could get, but it had to have been good.
I'm sure you just find another Noble Hierarch.
Noble Hierarch, yeah, do it for 1. Attack. All right.
Yeah, I think I would have been in that game if I had just taken the land off that path. Because then I would have drawn better cards, and I would have been extra mana. I would have been able to hold up Archmage's Charm for Yorion.
Yep.
and you would have been like lower on resources, and then I just used Lurrus to try to take over the game with Sprite Dragon.
And when I played Yorion, I had nothing,
Yeah.
but getting back Ephemerate, which gets back a path and then Ephemerate on the stack, like you just go nuts with that,
Yeah.
But also I think if you just blind flipped on turn 3 or whatever, I think that would have been pretty bad for me as well.
Probably would have ended up sending the bolt upstairs to win.
Yeah, probably, and I would have been peed. All right, Rob, you got a question?
I do. So we have 2 different questions, but about cards that are in your deck or a card you did in sideboard. Dr. Kitty wants to know, do you think that Reflector Mage should probably be somewhere in this deck? And Drow Hunter wanted to know why no Eidolon, why not sideboard Eidolon or Rhetoric?
Eidolon of Rhetoric. Well, we'll start with that one. It didn't seem like it was good. Yeah, each player can't cast more than one spell each turn. That seems terrible. Right?
Yeah, sometimes, I'm casting multiple cantrips, but I can pace them for the most part.
I think for the most part, I want to cast more.
Yeah.
This is definitely not an Eidolon of the Rhetoric thing. It's definitely for Storm.
Yeah.
Maybe like Urza because they kind of go crazy,
Mostly
but
just combo decks.
it's just combo decks for that. And then, sorry, I forgot the other question.
What about Reflector Mage in this deck?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So if you expect a really creature-heavy metagame, I think Reflector Mage is perfectly fine. But as far as I'm seeing, I don't see a ton of that in Modern so far. So I don't think it's good enough. I think you have to choose between like Soulherder in that spot. And I mean, that's the whole deck, So I don't think it's quite good enough, but it's definitely a consideration. And if you're playing against a lot of beefy aggro decks, that card is an all-star. Ephemerating Reflector Mage and getting 2 like 3-drop creatures or something, that's GG. So if you expect that, play that.
Yeah, probably over like Avalanche Riders.
Yeah, exactly. Avalanche, that's a way better comparison than Soulherder because that's the whole deck. But yeah, if you don't have as much stuff where Avalanche Rider is good, play some Reflector Mages.
Yeah.
All right, let's take one more question from you, Rob, if you got it.
Yep. Thunderbird Jack wants to know, so how do you feel about decks, Titan decks that don't really have a companion? Do they still have a spot in the metagame because they're just powerful enough?
I mean, I think so. I would think so. I mean, the deck was probably the quote-unquote best deck. I always thought Titan is one of those decks, kind of like Living End that you were talking about, where it is kind of easily exploitable. They have a lot of different lines, so it's confusing to play against the deck. But once you get down everything they can do, it is an easily exploitable deck just as much as Living End is. Not as much, but I think that's a little extreme. But when a deck is still that good, it's pretty hard to see it be bad because it can't have a companion, So
yeah, it'll probably stay around.
It'll stick around. I mean, it's still powerful. I don't think it's the best deck now, and kind of haven't for a while. But
okay, game 3, and my hand is a gasser.
Ugh, I didn't want to hear that. My hand is not a gasser.
I love this deck,
but
it's everything I want to be doing.
Yeah, but my hand has a very specific plan, and if that were to happen, it would be insane. What do you think, Rob?
You got to take the exciting line, right?
Is that keeping?
I mean, you've kept worse hands.
I'm going to leave this up to Director Rob. Director Rob, you have the fate of my hand.
In your hands.
Keep it.
All right. Rob says keep. We're keeping it.
It is Companion Week.
Yeah.
I will start on a Grimlawmancer.
Rob, we're dead.
You're up.
We're actually dead. Oh my god. Okay. I will sack for a forest to put this into play. Your turn. Well, now at least I get to blame Rob.
After all that talk of believing in the heart of the cards, and
yeah, now we're definitely gonna have to believe because our hand is not good against that.
I mean, to be fair, how many hands do you have that are good against Grimlawmancer?
Good point. But this is not one of them.
I don't want to be I want to be aggressive with this hand.
Looks like you forgot your Lurrus, right? It was off camera, so.
So I'm gonna play a Delver, bolt the bird, and attack for 1.
Okay, I am at 19. 18.
Oh yeah, you fetched. So you're at 18. And now I can do all 3 of these on my next turn and be super well set up.
Your go.
Okay. Upkeep, nothing.
Okay. I'm terrified that you said you can do 3 things this turn.
I will bauble myself.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that one. So, why don't I just play another Delver
Okay.
and attack for 2
16.
and pass the turn and draw.
Okay. All right. Well, don't have a great turn here. I think this is the best we can do for now. Witness?
Just gonna get back a land or a bird.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Go.
Upkeep, trigger Delvers.
Okay.
First one reveals opt. Second one reveals opt.
All right. We're dead. We're dead, chat.
Let's.
We get to blame Rob though, so it's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
draw
that's
the
fair.
opt
Yeah. Yeah.
And attack you for 6.
All right, I'll take it.
You go
10.
to 10.
I wanted to believe though.
Yeah.
Pass the turn.
It had a very specific plan, and you're gonna laugh, Ross, when I tell you it. Okay. Let's go with a land. Bird,
That's fine.
here you
End step.
go. Mm-hmm.
Shoot down the bird.
In response, cord for 2.
In response, crack fetch and mana leak the cord.
Boo!
We'll get a watery grave, I think, for no. I don't even care about Lurrus at this point. Actually, ooh, this is actually best. Let's get the blood crypt.
How do you feel
That's a
about this game? You feel advantaged?
I feel pretty good. I'm at 17, and
My hand may or may not have been birds, Magus, 5 lands. I had a specific plan, and it was immediately shut down. But hey, we thought maybe we were gonna cheese you.
maybe.
Maybe.
I'll be entirely honest. I didn't see the Lava Mancer in his hand, so yeah, that's my.
Well, I didn't want the call with you having perfect information. That's cheating, Rob. That is cheating.
Fetch to 16,
Okay.
and I'm going to play a Serum Visions.
Okay.
If I find Bolt or Sprite Dragon, you're dead.
And if you don't, I'm just dead next turn, so it's all good.
I guess Sprite Dragon doesn't exactly kill you, but
Yeah.
Serum Visions. Let's just leave that one on top.
Okay.
I will opt into it.
Okay.
And attack you for. Let's just attack for 7.
Down to
you're
3.
And pass the turn. Pass the turn.
All right. I
So
don't
now-
think there's a draw.
If you crack a fetch, you're 2, and Lava Mancer kills you. Both Delvers are lethal. I have a counter spell.
Yeah, we're dead. Yeah, and hindsight, especially against Grim Lava Mancer, my hand was unplayably bad. But, there is some draws, where if you just go like turn 2 Sprite Dragon and do not have a Bolt, turn 2 Magus could have just completely locked the game up.
Yeah. And I'm often not even playing my fetches early because I have all these fast lands.
Yep.
So you can catch me with fetches more easily than other decks.
That was my plan, and obviously it didn't work well against a Delver Grim Lava Mancer draw, but you know what? I would say I stand by it, but maybe I don't.
Ross, you're welcome for not getting swept again.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah.
Rob was my companion the entire time.
Plot twist. Yeah, make sure to pay Rob at the end of the show, okay?
Will do.
All right, everyone. So that is going to be round number 1 here with Versus Live with Ross taking it down with probably your favorite strategy.
Oh my god, it felt so good.
Yeah.
I got to play Delver. The Sprite Dragons are great with Mishra's Bauble.
Yeah.
That deck is sweet.
It looked awesome. It really did look awesome. I think this deck is sweet as well, but it's definitely better against more tap-out strategies without interaction on your opponent's side as much. I mean, you can play around stuff where Ephemerate as an instant speed trick is busted because that's 1 mana. It's really hard to interact with, even with counter spells. Like you don't really want to counter that because then they just drop, Yorion or whatever. So
I think you're fine playing against interaction. It's the combination of interaction and pressure.
Yeah.
So if you were playing against like the 4-color control deck with Lurrus, you would be a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
Because you can take your time and just make sure to extract maximum value from all your cards.
Yeah. All I'd be doing was just playing oracles and, Soulherders and flashing and quaddles until the point where I have like, okay, end step chord, then my turn Yorion plus Soulherder, some busted sequence like that. But
and then all your cheap creatures are just plunking in for damage because your opponent doesn't have many creatures in their deck. So that would be a much better matchup for you.
Yep, I think so. Okay, so we are going to move to round number 2. I'm going to be playing my crack at a Lurrus deck here, right? Yes. I'm going to be playing a sweet Lurrus control deck that did really well in these modern tournaments last weekend. I'm not sure exactly what challenge.
Sauce. I think he won. I think he won the challenge, whereas this was 7th in the qualifier.
Yeah, I know he won the challenge, and then there's this bright young up and coming kid who top 8'd the Super PTQ with his list. I mean, when I say young and upcoming, he's like 9. Yeah, I think his name is Nathan Stewart. I want to say just a young absolute shark that like lost triple win-ins. Lost 3 rounds in a row to not top 8 with that deck. I just saw it on his Twitter feed, and I'm like, wow, you're a child. That's impressive. I still had 80 card decks before there were companions that wanted deck requirements when I was that age. I was just because I wanted more cards in my deck.
They're all so sweet.
I knew Yorion was with me from the beginning. So what are you going to be playing against me?
I'm going to be playing a Zerda deck. This is Heliod Company, but utilizing Zerda to make all your activations cheaper. It does some really cool stuff. It's got Eldrazi Displacer.
Oh,
making that 2 less is really cool. So we'll try to do some
that's disgusting.
A lot of cool onboard tricks.
All right, and I believe that was from Sam Pardee on his Twitter. Yeah. So, all right, we're going to take a short 5-minute break, and then we'll be back with round number 2 here on Versus Live.